Hello, welcome to Kapow Toys Presents. I'm your host King Grimlock, and today we're going to be looking at Generations War for Cybertron Soundwave from Wave 3. This guy is special. This guy is really nice. There is something about him that I really like. Mainly the robot mode. Admittedly, this is a bit plain. Okay, it's a faithful representation from what I can tell of the video game mode, but it's just not tidy. Whereas with Prime and with Bumblebee, I'm mentioning both of the Autobots, maybe that's it. I don't know, the panels just don't seem to fit as well. Nothing seems to clip in as nicely. Admittedly, this transformation is about 1 billion times simpler, but it just doesn't seem as tidily done. The overall aesthetic is very nice though. I love the detailing on these wheels. I love the claws on the front, and the little detailings that it has. For example, there's his chest piece. What does he store in his chest piece? It does open, and we have his weaponry, and it's designed to do so. I think that's a really nice touch. Sort of a nice combination of the ideas of his battery pack from Generation 1 and his obviously his cassette deck from Generation 1 also. He doesn't come with any minions, which is a shame. Yeah, it does come out as a gun, but we'll get to that in a minute. And there is a separate storage point for them on the side if you want him to have rocket launchers, or yeah, there's Soundwave rocket launched, or you could of course make them animated Bumblebee-esque turbo boosters if you do see so fit. I personally store them in the front because it looks tidier and just nicer overall. Wonderful as ever sculpted detailing on the War for Cybertron toys. Strangely though, you get these panels, again, wheels looking sensational. The more I look at them, the more I go, ooh, very nice. Very Decepticon symbol-esque. And you have these beautifully sculpted panels, lovely detailing underneath there as well, lovely detailing on the side, beautiful detailing on the top, and then these big bold panels at the front that are completely free of any detail whatsoever. Utterly smooth. It's really weird. It would have been nice if this gold motif had maybe been carried on somewhere else other than just around the front. And I know it's Soundwave and it's supposed to be just that is where it is, but I don't know, maybe a bit down the side here. I love the idea that they have these purple light patches, but you know, it's a little bit drab and a little bit dull. Maybe around these detailings around the back. The back end is a little sparse, and underneath you do just have legs. It is it's not bad, it's tidy, but it's not great. The the claws move up and down, so you can sort of have them in whatever format you do. I apologise if this went off camera at all, but I am kind of excited about him because he is a really nice figure. He's really well done. He's a little drab is my main concern about him. You look at it and none of that lovely sculpting has really been picked out except for the quite sensational wheels, and you just feel that if that silver had been carried over into the claws, you'd have had a bit more. If it had been carried through the back, maybe if this blue had been broken up on the main shell, it would look a bit better, because at the moment it does look a little smart car. Overall though, this isn't the mode you're going to pose him in, is it? You're going to do him in his robot mode. So let's get him in there and I'll just wax lyrical about that for about 25 minutes. Yoink! And War for Cybertron Soundwave in his robot mode is simply sensational. He looks gorgeous. He is very lanky. He feels very spindly around the legs, the top area of the legs and that middle section of the arm, but it works. There's something about him that feels really creepy and Soundwave-esque. The weaponry system looks great. The articulation is sensational everywhere. Shoulder, twist at the bicep, elbow. There's a rotation at the wrist, but it's very stiff, so I'm hiding it, so I'm not showing it to you. The head moves. The head sculpt is amazing. If you haven't seen it, there you go. It looks great. And then obviously you've got ball jointed swivels and everything around the knee. You can get him to ankle himself into the nuts. It's just brilliant. It looks the part. It looks fantastic, and it fits really well on the War for Cybertron shelf with Megs and Prime and Bumblebee. It's just tidily done. You see here, it breaks up the colour a lot more for me. It's not that big patch of blue with a bit of silver underrunning it. The blue and the gold and the grey and the silver all work together to really give a great Soundwave aesthetic. You know, it's tidy, it's nicely done. Yes, he doesn't have a minion, would have been nice, but it's nicely done. Round the back, you do have a little bit of kibble, but again, for some reason, War for Cybertron have been taking great care to add in sculpted detail to areas that you wouldn't normally look at, and areas of the toy that maybe wouldn't get the most attention otherwise. It's really nice, and you can look at the figures all round and think, yeah, actually they've spent a lot of time doing the detailing on it. Will he fit, the question that I've been asked, will he fit as a classic Soundwave? Personally, I would say no. He's too angular, too pointy around the edges. He looks very much like he's been chunked up on Dark Energon. For those who played the game or read the book, you will understand that one. He's very spiky, he's very, he looks full of rage and firepower, but he just is too aesthetically War for Cybertron to really, he is too Cybertronian to really get away with a proper classics interpretation. Maybe one day we will get that universe, generations, whatever it will be at the time. Soundwave, I am keeping my fingers crossed, not holding my breath though. Overall, he is quite wonderful. I could go on about it and highlight all the little details for you, but for the most part, he is Soundwave, and that's all you want from this figure is a Soundwave. You want that image in the middle, you want that faceplate and those red glowing eyes, you want the 2 bits of weaponry system, and you get that with this guy. If you haven't played the game, like me, and haven't read the book, then maybe you will have no attachment to him. But he is a sensational figure. He is brilliantly done. His transformation is quite simple, very much in tune with War for Cybertron Megatron, but what you get is overall a very solid looking vehicle mode and a quite simply sensational looking robot mode. He is amazing. He is deep, he's chunky, he's got lots to him, he's got lots going on, and he's very poseable. Massive feet as well. Massive feet. Always a good sign when you're trying to balance a Transformer. Anyway, I don't think I can say too much more without covering ground that I've already covered. Detailing is fantastic, articulation is fantastic, colouring is fantastic. Overall, I'm really keen on this toy. This has been me, King Grimlock. That's been War for Cybertron Soundwave. I don't feel I've done enough to convince you guys to buy this guy. I don't know. There's something about this review that hasn't felt complete. I don't know. I don't feel I need to say much more. I don't feel I need to be hands in there, because just to look at him is almost to love him. That's so cheesy. Anyway, we'll see you next time, guys.